Hey you guys, so I know it's been a while that I haven't put a video up on my channel, only because of the fact that I don't have, like I always say, because I don't have, the correct camera at this moment. But we've been wanting to do this for a while, so this is the reason why we've just decided to do what we can with recording on the phone. But I know it's, I know you guys, it's not the same, and I apologize, which is why I haven't really pushed to get, or maybe even like introduce my channel to many people, only because of the fact that even I'm like, well, it's recorded on the phone, so it's not really the same. But anyhow, today I wanted to talk about, well, first of all, I hope everybody is having a blessed day, and this will include all my errors, so because I'm recording on the phone. But I hope everyone is having a blessed day, and I hope everyone is enjoying their Saturday evening, and hopefully you guys are gonna do something fun later, or I don't know. but yeah, anyways, I just hope everyone is having a blessed day. So anyhow, excuse this right here. I have curly hair, so when I straighten it or I try to part it and do certain things to it, it just goes everywhere, it sticks out and all that fun stuff. So excuse that if that's annoying. But anyways, so my point of this video is to talk about diabetes. And the reason why I want to talk about it, well, I don't really want to talk about it, but it came to my mind because, I'm doing this channel so you guys can get to know me and my family and stuff, and so we can share our experiences with others, and hopefully, you guys can share your experiences as well with us, so anyways, because of the fact that you guys won't be able to meet my mom, you might be able to meet her, through pictures. Maybe one day I'll even show you a video that I have, but many of you might ask, where's your mom, or where's your parents, or because a lot of people include them in their vlogs or whatever, or they go to their parents' house and stuff. So anyways, with that, I do have a dad, but the thing is, I don't have a mom. So with that being said, she passed away back in 2009, February 10th, 2009, and part of it was, or probably majority of it was, because of diabetes. So diabetes does run in our family, which I think it runs in most Hispanics. It's mostly common in Hispanics than it is in any other, but it is as well runs in other ethnicities, in other cultures and stuff. But with us Hispanics, it definitely runs in our families, because we love all that sweet stuff. We love pan, tamales, all that good stuff, all that sugary sweet stuff. So anyhow, majority of the reason she passed away was because of that, along with other illnesses and stuff like that. So as you can see, it's not easy for me to talk about this. It gets easier through time, it does, and with God on your side, it's all I could say. Really, a lot of people might not agree with that, might agree with that. I mean, that's another whole subject, I'm not gonna get into that, because I ain't trying to like force any of that on anybody. I respect people's religion, or what they believe in and stuff like that. But for me, God has done wonders in my life. But anyways, back to my mom. She passed away in February 10th, 2009, and she passed away because of that. And I don't know for how long she's had diabetes, but I know she was, you know, sick for a long time. She was sick before I think before she had me, and I was told she had me around when she was 30. So well, I was told, but then I looked back and yeah. So anyway, sorry about that. But yeah. So so I was a preemie myself. I was born 2 months earlier, and for that reason, I believe. So it wasn't really easy for her. She's been through a lot, and so obviously when I got older, you know, we went through a lot as well with her sickness, and with everything that she went through, you know, was as well hard on me. Back when I was before I started junior high, she had already one leg amputated. So it was really hard because when I was starting junior high, I joined choir. You know, I started doing more activities, and I wanted her to be a part of. You know, I wanted to share those things with her. I wanted her to be there, be proud of me, you know, participate, and just support me and show me love and you know, in those aspects, you know, of simply being there and seeing, you know, what I do. And it was very hard because there was a lot of times she was sick, or, you know, it was very hard because, you know, she was in a wheelchair and she wasn't able to get around as easy because I wasn't able to carry her, you know, so the transportation was as well difficult. So you know, as time went by, you know, I was more understanding, but I was already understanding just the fact of, you know, seeing that. But inside, you know, I really wanted that. I really wanted her to be there. So it was really hard, you know, really hard and difficult to understand and to accept it and be okay with it. Those three things. So it was difficult with those three things. But at the same time, you know, because I guess I just understood it and kind of accepted it and just let it go, so I was able to get through what I needed to get through, you know. And besides that, singing was already, you know, becoming a part of my life, and because I really didn't discover that I liked to sing up until I was like around, or I was like in 4th or 5th grade, 5th grade I believe, but it started becoming more and more a part of me because it was like a therapy, and I really enjoyed it, and I really got to take out and get out, you know, how I felt or what I thought or whatever, you know, emotionally. So anyways, with that being said, she already had her leg amputated, so we were going through that. And then later in life, this was when I was already in high school. I was in high school. I was already with my boyfriend. Yes, I was young, and yes. I was already with my boyfriend for about 2 years, I'd say, or a year and a half. I'm not exactly sure. But at 17, I had got pregnant with my first son, and she still had only just one leg amputated. But after that, shortly after that, she had her other leg amputated. And it was very hard because with her first leg amputated, I was younger, you know, so it was kind of like I didn't know what was going on, but I did, you know, because I remember bits in here, pieces here and there. But when I was older, it was kind of actually harder because she went through so much pain, and she endured a lot of emotion and stress and just accepting. You know, it was hard for her to accept, you know, everything that was going on because, you know, obviously who would want that, you know, it's like I wouldn't wish that on nobody, you know. And I just remember her in so much pain, and her just because she was trying to hold on to her leg for as long as she could. You know, it sounds kind of gross maybe, or, you know, or maybe you're like, well, what are you talking about? But because the fact that she was I guess I didn't completely understand at the time, but now I know a little bit more about it. but she lost circulation in her leg, so which is why she got her first leg amputated, I believe. And so the second leg was the same thing as well, so they had to amputate that one. But she was like, you know, holding on to it, and she was enduring all that pain and just really suffering. And I don't really want to get into details exactly, because the topic is about diabetes, but it is because of the fact that, you know, I lost my mom to that. But it's just very, I mean, if you guys want me to go into details, just let me know. If this, you know, if it has touched you and you really want to know. But it's just really, really, really hard to see. You know, so you can imagine losing circulation, you know, in your leg, which is very, 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 very difficult to see someone go through. So she finally had her other leg amputated, so it made the situation, you know, a little bit more difficult, obviously, for her and for me, because of the fact that I was going through high school. Yeah, I was 17, but like even through the past 3 years I was in high school, you know, it was very hard because I wasn't sure if my friends were going to accept her, or if they were gonna make fun of me, or, you know, or even much less like someone I met or that I would even consider going out with. You know, I was very thankful to God and very lucky that who is my husband now, you know, was my boyfriend then. Like, he didn't care, you know, he accepted my mom for who she was, and just really was like there for me, for her, like whatever help I needed, you know, he was there. He would help me, he would give me a ride. You know, there was times that I had to go washing, he would take me, you know, just stuff like that, because she wasn't able to, like, she was able to do it, but like depending where we lived or the situation, you know, she wasn't able to do. So I would have to do it for her. That's why I've learned to cook, clean, and, you know, and all that stuff, kind of grow up a little faster. Even though, you know, yeah, I had my moments where I just gave her trouble. I was just lazy. I wanted to go out and have fun and play with my friends, or hang out with my friends as I was growing, you know. So being a typical normal teenager, you know, just being kind of rebellious and talking back and just tired of the whole situation, but at the same time I couldn't give up on her, you know, and I didn't want her to give up on me. So it was very difficult. So a lot of the times, you know, I would be like that because I wanted her to feel, I guess, my way of letting her feel like, you know, she was still needed. And she was, you know, and she was, you know, she was very needed, you know, in many different ways. But I wanted her to feel like, you know, she had to push to be better. Like, she couldn't just, I didn't want her just sitting there feeling sorry for herself. I didn't want her, I was just happy she was alive. But at the same time, I felt like, or at the same time looking back, you know, I'm like, well, maybe I was being selfish, you know, maybe she was suffering, you know. And it's I can only imagine. It's like, it's crazy, you know, how it's crazy to realize how strong she was, how strong she was, a courageous, strong woman to, you know, actually go through all of that. So anyways, so I wanted her to feel needed. I wanted her to do things. I wanted her to cook and you know, clean what she could, you know, so she would feel like, ah, oh, see, I have to do everything. Look how I am, and, you know, just be like, oh, I still have to do all these things, and she sees how I am, you know, and all this stuff. Like, yeah, maybe she was like complaining and ready to tear my head off, or my hair too, while you're at it. But at the same time, I didn't want her to feel sorry for herself. I didn't want her to just sit there and be like, you know, shutting herself down or something, you know. So, yeah, a lot of times that's why I would, you know, act out. But at the same time, you know, I had to straighten up and show that I love my mom, you know, that I cared for her, and, well, I still care for her, but you know what I mean, like, express, you know, that she could count on me at the same time, you know, even though it was very difficult and we didn't have, you know, the best communication sometimes. But yeah, so yeah, so that's one of the things that, you know, I wanted to talk about was, you know, I'm sure there's other families out there. I'm sure there's other people that are probably going through the same thing, or if not, going through things, or going through worse things, or similar things. But just to know that, you know, because I know, well, I think, but I feel that it would have maybe helped me better if I would have, like, I knew there was other families out there, or even my own family for that matter, but, you know, just the fact that to know that you have that support, that you that you know that there's other people out there that are going through the same thing, you know, that you're going through, that are going through struggles, that are going through problems and hard times of accepting, you know, or you just need someone to talk to, or to give you a hug, or to cry on their shoulder, or to let it out, you know, so that way you feel better. And that way, you know, because a lot of times, like, at least for me, like, a lot of times if people try to push, like, well, I'm talking about, like, you know, I'll give you an example. Well, I'm trying to give you an example of, like, of me before. So before I accepted God in my life as my savior. But before, it's like, it's more difficult when someone tries to push their religion on you, you know, because you don't want that religion. You just want someone, because you don't know that, you know, you don't know. I mean, you know God exists, but you don't have, like, I mean, you may pray to him and stuff like that, but I don't know, like, I look back, you know, and it's different. So you don't have that same relationship, you know, with God. So, you know, he exists and everything, that you pray to him, you ask for things, but you want someone just to talk to. You want, like, a person. You don't want someone pushing their religion on you and say, oh, you know, turn to God or whatever. So, I'm sorry if this is, like, a long video, but I hope it touches somebody. But I will try to, you know, hurry up a little bit. But so anyways, so you want, like, someone to understand you. You want that flesh. You want that actual interaction with someone, and to feel understood, to feel comfort, to feel peace, and know that they understand you and that you're not the only one, you know. So it's nice when you feel, or when you know you have that support group, or support person for that matter, you know, to talk about things like that. And so for me, that was one of the problems with, you know, with the struggle with my mom having diabetes. And I just want you guys to know that, you know, you're not the only one. You're not the only one out there. And, you know, it is very difficult. But just to be able to share with someone that how you feel, or what you're thinking of, if you have a family member, or your mom even, or cousin, or your, well, family member, yeah, obviously, or a friend, you know, that is going through that, you know, try to show as much support that you can, you know, try to do the best that you can to not just push them to eat healthy, or oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that, and not doing this and not doing that. Just even giving them support of washing their dishes, or giving them the support to help fix their bed. Not trying to make them feel like they're not needy or they can't do it, but just tell them, oh no, I just want to help you, because I don't want you to feel stressed that you have to do all this work. Just lessen your work, or just show up and visit. Just talk to them and try to, you know, make them laugh, or make their day, or, you know, or something, you know, just little things like that that I noticed that my mom appreciated. And she, you know, she was actually doing it for others, you know, like, she had the best relationship with my aunt, who is, like, someone very special to me. And, you know, it's crazy funny how, you know, I'm talking about, you know, us people trying to, or people trying to show support for them, when sometimes they end up being a support to us, you know. So, but if we could at least, you know, try to give that back to them, I think that's, like, the greatest thing we could do, you know, not only for them, but even for us, you know, because it's hard for us to even go through that. Or if we're someone that is going through that, you know, and it's hard for us to actually think that, you know what, I have this, or I have that, you know, I need to start doing this, and I need to start doing that. And, you know, so if you're a person, whichever situation it is, you know, it's good to know that you have someone there to show some support. And like I was saying, so she would always, my mom would always visit my aunt. And you know, they had like a really good relationship. I'm not saying that she didn't have a good relationship with her other sisters, you know, because my mom comes from a family of 8, 7 or 8, yeah, I believe 8. Sorry, but yeah, but she had, you know, each sister, I believe, you know, is a different relationship. You know, not all of them are the same, or some, yeah, they are all the same. You know, it just depends on how the family is or whatever. So she always went to visit her and brought her stuff, brought her, you know, I mean, stuff by like eating wise, like food. We come from a family where we love food. Okay, you can tell my husband. We love food. So anyways, she would always go over and she would bring her, like, you know, stuff to drink and stuff to eat. Look at my whack hair. But she would always bring her food, you know, and just sit there and they would talk for days and, you know, whatever. And to me, that's great, you know. And I mean, no, I'm an only child, and you know, that's another story. But I want to talk about, you know, my mom right now and about the diabetes, and I just really want to show support for people out there. So I just want you to know, you know, you're not the only one, and we're here, you know, we're here, and we're here to share our stories and our testimonies, or what's happened to us or the people around us, so you know that it's okay to reach out to other people. It's okay to talk about things that we're not used to talking about, or to talk about stuff that's not even easy to talk about, you know what I'm saying? So I just really wanted to point that out there, not only on the subject of diabetes, but because, you know, I do this, I'm starting this vlogging thing, so I just wanted you guys to get to know me a little bit more, and why my mom, you know, or why you guys wouldn't be able to meet my mom. But yeah, so you never know who you can be a positive influence to, or who you can help or be to your family, or your family be to you. But the important thing is, no matter what they're going through or what they're suffering, is to be a support team. To be a support team for them and for us and for everybody around us, you know? So hopefully, you know, it touched somebody, and hopefully you guys can share your stories with me as well. I would like to hear them and feel you guys support, you know, on that. So yeah, so that's the reason why you guys, you know, wouldn't be able to meet her. But I want to do another video on showing pictures, and maybe even show the video of her, so you guys can at least, you know, see her face and everything like that. But yeah, she was an amazing, strong woman, with a lot of courage, who had been, you know, through a lot. But those are the one of the things that took her life, you know, and just slowly started taking her life. But you know, the thing is that we could be a support group to them, and them for us, and help us get through all of that. So yeah, so if we could be that to others in that process of diabetes, because diabetes is like a #1 thing that goes around, you know, and that's not easy, and that doesn't really have a cure, but it is manageable. And with God on your side, you know, you can defeat on a daily basis, with, you know, God's mercy and God's grace, with living another day, you know, and just continue to push forward, and know that you're not alone, and that there's other women and other families out there, you know, that need that support and need that help. So hopefully you guys are having a blessed day, and thank you for your support, my subscribers that I have. It's not very much, but I thank you for your support, and hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day, and I love you guys, and stay positive, and hopefully, you know, this wasn't too much, but yeah, love you guys, bye.